Hey everybody. So I'm continuing to share excerpts from chapter 1 of my Christian case against Donald Trump. The book is available to purchase on Amazon at the link below. So I'll just jump right into this reading. It's from a section about how Jesus rejected using earthly power to bring in his kingdom. So here we go. Just before he began his public ministry, Jesus endured 40 days of fasting in the wilderness. Then Satan appeared to him, tempting him to abandon his mission. In Matthew's gospel, the final temptation Satan offers Jesus is the exact temptation that Christians face today, seizing worldly power through sinful means. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world in their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, 'Worship the Lord your God and serve him only.'" Jesus began his ministry soon after this. He went from place to place, drawing followers to himself and preaching the kingdom of God. He performed signs to demonstrate that in him, the kingdom of God was breaking into this world in power. But importantly, he didn't use that power to coerce people into living by his commands. Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering severe pain, the demon-possessed, those having seizures, and the paralyzed, and he healed them. Jesus knew his followers wanted him to set up an earthly kingdom and rule over their enemies with an iron fist, but he rejected that way. Consider what happened when he demonstrated his power by miraculously feeding a multitude. After the people saw the sign Jesus performed, they began to say, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him king by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself. Jesus did not use his power to make himself king, and he rejected the use of force by his disciples as well. He gave them power in his name, but with a clear purpose. When Jesus had called the 12 together, he gave them power and authority to drive out all demons and to cure diseases, and he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. The disciples got to experience the miraculous power of God working through them for the benefit of others. They preached the kingdom of God, and when they returned from their travels, they spoke joyfully of the signs that God had done. But apparently some of that power went to their heads. As the time approached for him to be taken up to heaven, Jesus resolutely set out for Jerusalem, and he sent messengers on ahead who went into a Samaritan village to get things ready for him. But the people there did not welcome him because he was heading for Jerusalem. When the disciples James and John saw this, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them?" But Jesus turned and rebuked them. So all through his ministry, Jesus resisted the temptation to establish his kingdom by force. Even at the end, when the soldiers came to arrest him, he rebuked Peter, his disciple, for lashing out violently with the sword. "Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled that it must happen in this way?" If Jesus had come to bring in his kingdom by force, he would have done so. But his kingdom was never meant to be a system of rules and regulations enforced by earthly magistrates. He never called us to coerce an unbelieving world into living by his laws, not through intimidation, not through punishment, not through force. The kingdom of God is not a geographic place that we can simply cordon off and declare to be God's kingdom. The minute we step inside those boundaries, we bring our own fallen state along with us. And if we deny that basic truth about ourselves, then we're well on our way to founding a cult. The kingdom of God is not a political system that we can declare to be God's way of organizing society. The minute we create such a system, We claim God's authority for our own agenda. When we go down that road, we're well on our way to establishing the sort of tyrannical theocracy that's plagued the world for millennia in the name of countless religions. As always, please help spread the word about these videos and about the book, and thanks for listening.